Hello students, welcome to our afternoon read aloud. Today I have a real fun surprise for you. It's an information book and it's the first time that I'm reading a book to you that's making a connection to science, to what you're studying with Senora Santiago. So let me sneak peek the cover. I see a child's face and it's a real close-up, and to their eyes and their nose and their tongue and their fingers, there are these little arrows. It's called My Five Senses by Aliki. Okay? And on the back, it says, sight and smell, taste and hearing and touch. Our senses teach us about our world. Discover how you use your five senses. And also on the back, I noticed, remember I told you that lots of times on the back of books, they have pictures of other books in the series. So these are other science books you might enjoy. Okay, My Five Senses by Aliki. And on the title page, I see the same little boy's face. I think it's a boy. And he's pointing to eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and hands. So the five senses. My Five Senses by Aliki, Harper Collins. Wow, and here's a cool chart. Here is a cool chart. My five senses. I see, I hear, I taste, I smell, I touch. Wow, that is such a fun, colorful chart. I can see. I see with my eyes. These are sticky pages. Sorry. I can hear. I hear with my ears. And in the corner, I think he's hearing that airplane. I can smell. I smell with my nose. Smelling the flower. I can taste. I taste with my tongue. Ooh, it looks like he's tasting some chocolate strawberry ice cream. I can touch. I touch with my fingers. And how do you think that rabbit feels when you touch it? I think soft and furry, huh? I do all this with my senses. I have five senses. When I see the sun or a frog or my baby sister, I use my sense of sight. I am seeing. When I hear a drum or a fire engine or a bird, I use my sense of hearing. I am hearing. When I smell soap or a pine tree or cookies just out of the oven, I use my sense of smell. I am smelling. So here are all the things he can hear, and here are the things that we smell. When I drink my milk and eat my food, I use my sense of taste. I am tasting. When I touch a kitten or a balloon or water, I use my sense of touch. I am touching. Sometimes I use all my senses at once. That means like all at the same time. Sometimes I use only one. I often play a game with myself. I guess how many senses I am using at that time. When I look at the moon and the stars, I use one sense. I am seeing. When I, when I laugh and play with my puppy, I use four senses, right? It's a full experience. I see, I hear, I smell, and I touch. Four senses. When I bounce a ball, I use three senses. I see, I hear, and I touch. Sometimes I use more of one sense and less of another, but each sense is very important to me because it makes me aware. To be aware is to see all there is to see. Hear all there is to hear. Smell all there is to smell. Taste all there is to taste. Touch all there is to touch. Wherever I go, whatever I do, every minute of the day, my senses are working. They make me aware. So, finish with that book. Bye. No, we got to do something at the end of the book, right? So, the first thing I want to do is I'm going to review a special word that they used a lot in the last few pages. It was the word aware. Aware. Let me show it to you up close. Aware. And he was talking about how he used a lot of his different senses to make him aware. And so really to be aware is when you use all your senses plus your brain, and your brain takes all that information from your senses and you know things. You know and you understand things. That's being aware. The other thing I wanted to review that was making a neat, that's a funny, interesting fact, I think. So in this picture, the boy is bouncing a ball, and it says, when I bounce a ball, I use 3 senses. I see, hear, and touch. And I think that's a very good point, because lots of times I think, or we might think when you bounce a ball, that you're just looking at the ball to tap the top of it, and every time it hits the ground and bounces back up, you just hit it again. So it's like you're just looking at it and touching it. But in fact, did you know, this is like a fun fact, the sound that the ball makes also helps your brain understand, oh, time to tap it again, right? Time to tap it again. So it's not just touching it, but hearing the ball helps you be able to dribble it, to be able to bounce it properly. So I think that's just a reminder that we're using our senses all the time. And it's not very often that we're just using one. He gave one example about how when he's looking at the sky, the moon and the stars, that's just using one sense. But most of the time we're using them all. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed that quick information book, My 5 Senses. It's connected to science. Be sure for the rest of the day to wash your hands, cover your coughs and sneezes, do some reading and some writing, help your family around the house. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye.